Hey everybody, this is RK with the Toy Tomb, and I've got another video. This is the second video in a series I'm doing. We have a model here of Vic Torry and his flying saucer. I have a number of models I will be covering, and also some 3D printing projects that'll be included, and some 3D printing that'll be added to some of these models. Caught my eye about this is that it was just kind of interesting looking. I never heard of Vic Torry and his flying saucer. Turns out it's based on a comic book called Vic Torry and his flying saucer. Vic Torry, victory, get it? Now this turns out this comic is from 1950. I had to look it up online. I think it was a one issue, one story, and that was it. But the artwork was great. It was, and I can get more details on who the artist was. But this is classic comic book art from 1950. I don't know where this painting came from. I don't know if this was the cover of the comic or not, because the interior of the comic book work is different than this. This is a painting. But this is what caught my eye, this illustration. The fact that it's also kind of a strange box. It doesn't have a lid like other model boxes do. And it's just, I think these are the directions you get. I don't think there's a sheet inside or anything. I think this is it. It's from a company called Atlantis. I never heard of them, but I'm intrigued. On the side of the box, and I did see these at the store, are two more kits. I guess there was a sighting over Monument Valley, and this was the ship as described. They made a model of it, and also another UFO sighting. So they have a series of these. This wasn't very expensive. It was $19.95. I think what the way I rationalized to get this was that I noticed that it comes with an LED light that is inserted in, and you turn it, which kind of reminds me of what I did with the Party City balloon light that I used for the creature globe in the last video. Anyway, let's enough of me babbling. Let's open this up and see what it's like. I gotta take the plastic off here. I guess this is called an unboxing. I've never done an unboxing before because, I don't know, just haven't. But there you go. Nice box. Nice glossy. It is glossy. So they varnished the cover, and it opens up. It opens up like this from the top. So we'll slide everything out. Let me just make an adjustment here so I can get my hands free. And okay, so this is going to be, I believe, the background. This is like where the finished model will sit on, and that is, after I found the comic book online. This is a page from the comic. Actually, it's the first page of chapter 1, and there's Vic Torry down there in the corner, and his test pilot assistant / girlfriend, Laura. The ship is colored in the comic book yellow. It's described as silvery, so it'll be interesting to see how they handle that in the model. And they colored it yellow. So we're just going to open this up. And here's the ship, which is partially assembled already in the box. And we've got the bottom, the top. I'm guessing the LED goes there. We have some windows here, so I guess the light can get out. And we have the base. This is the base for the ship. And here's the LED. And this must be, well, this is some part of the ship that I guess we'll find out. But everything is colored, so there's no painting involved. And it looks like most of it's snapped together. So what I'll do is, I'm I'm going to play with this, and I'm not going to take up a lot of time on video trying to figure it out. I'm sure it's not that difficult. It looks like these screw on and catch that, and then you have the ship. But I'm going to familiarize myself with it. I don't think there's anything else in the box. No. And I will get back to you. Again, here's the box. If you want to find this in the hobby shop or online, it's by Atlantis. Nice design of the ship, by the way, and I really do like the package design. And if you want more, you can go to atlantis-models.com. So I'll be back, and we'll check this out. The windows in the front of the saucer were just open. It looked to me like that they were going to make a part, or maybe they did, but they didn't include it in the kit, a clear piece of plastic. There's a peg right there. So I took this plastic water bottle and cut a strip out of it really crudely with an X-Acto knife, and took advantage of that little peg, made a little hole, and just stuck it on there. It sticks on there pretty good. You probably can't pick it up in the video, but there is now a windshield behind those open slots. The stand is basically just 4 pieces. It's the base with these 3 arms that support the ship. And it says Atlantis Models right in the middle. And you have this dome, which is shiny, which is probably there to reflect the light. It says in the directions that glue is required, but I have to be honest with you, these are pretty snug. These go right in, and they stay in there pretty tight. I don't really see a need for gluing them. I may glue them later if there's a problem, but the ship doesn't weigh much. So there's the stand. Very easy. Here's the ship. As noted, the plastic for the windshield. The LED goes in here. This is basically all there is to assembling this kit. So it's more about having a finished model than it is going through and trying to build something. So there's the light. You turn it on and off that way. Red and blue, it flashes. And this is the base. And again, it just catches the latches and screws in. I added some gold paint. I wanted it to be yellow. I wanted it to be shiny like the comic book, so that was the compromise I made. Really, you can just make this out of the box the way it is, but I added some paint and I added the windshield. And then all it does is it just sits on the stand. Add the backdrop, and you're on your way to having a finished model. As noted on the box top, it's going to be revealed at last. Published by Fawcett Comics in 1950 with tremendous artwork by Bob Powell. This is Vic Torry and his Flying Saucer. It was a one-shot comic. And the artwork, as I said, was tremendous. And here is the completed spaceship. His completed flying saucer, the windshield, the LED light going off in multicolors. Oh, this is a spaceship that Vic Torry and his girlfriend Laura find on Earth after it has come all the way from Mercury. The story is interesting. It's an aged, dying Mercurian, I guess if that's what you call somebody from Mercury. And they get in the spaceship after he disintegrates, after he dies, tells them his problem. They go back to Mercury and they fight an evil overlord or whomever who's turning the population into mindless slaves. And it's up to Vic and Lara to manipulate this spaceship and try and save the planet from total slavery. So anyway, there you go. I've never heard of this. It turns out that I ended up reading the comic. I enjoyed it. I love the artwork, and it's all because I stumbled upon this model in a hobby shop. So if you feel up to it, check out Vic Torry and his Flying Saucer. Thanks for checking it out.
Oh boy! Yeah!
Hey, there's Hasbro! Hasbro
Hasbro makes toys. What's new, Hasbro?
Pretty sneaky, sis.
Remember, you can tell it's Mattel. It's well.
Okay, let them go. Some of the great SSP racers for 72.
M-A-R-X spells Mark, world's largest toy maker.
Remember, every boy wants a Remco toy, and so do girls. And remember, if it isn't Duncan, it isn't Yo-Yo.